Rudy Giuliani was once known as America's mayor, but this year he took on a different role as Trump's TV defense lawyer. He started off his public campaign in defense of the president by openly admitting that Trump repaid that money that was funneled through a law firm to Stormy Daniels.
Having something to do with paying some Stormy Daniels woman $130,000, I mean, which is going to turn out to be perfectly legal. That money was not campaign money. Sorry, I'm giving you a fact now that you don't know. It's not campaign money. No campaign finance violation. So
they funneled it through the law firm.
Funneled through the law firm, and the president repaid it.
Well, Giuliani's defense of Michael Cohen evolved, of course, as talk of Cohen turning against the president grew louder.
Imagine if that came out on October 15th, 2016. Sure. Cohen didn't even ask. Cohen made it go away. He did his job. Michael Cohen, I think, would tell you he's got nothing incriminating with the president. And really, they should stop going after him. They're torturing the guy. I don't see how he has any credibility. I mean, this is basically if you had a trial, and there won't be a trial here, but if you had a trial, you'd say, well, which lie do you want to pick? There's nobody that I know that knows him that hasn't warned me that if he's back us up against the wall, he'll lie like crazy, because he's lied all his life.
Well, Rudy's defense of the president also shifted from first saying that there was no collusion to arguing that collusion isn't a crime.
This started as collusion with the Russians. No.
Right.
Now they go to obstruction of justice, collusion among the players. Mm-hmm. What they're really trying to do is trap them into perjury.
Right. So let's talk about...
And we're not suckers. The whole investigation is totally illegitimate. He believes that if he gets the chance to explain it, people will understand no collusion with the Russians, no obstruction of justice. They have to just come to grips with the fact they are investigating an innocent man. And you can do that forever because you're never going to find any evidence. Yeah. So somebody's got to put an end to this. He did not collude. There is no evidence he colluded. But in the alternative, collusion is not a crime. And when you tell me that, he should testify because he's going to tell the truth and he shouldn't worry, well, that's so silly because it's somebody's version of the truth, not the truth. He didn't have a conversation
truth is
about...
truth. I don't mean to go like...
No, it isn't truth. Truth isn't truth.
We're back with our panel. Jonathan, I hate to say this, but I think he gives criminal law a bad name. I don't think I can think of the worst criminal lawyers that will say anything on defense of a guilty defendant, anything. And this guy has proven he can outdo any of them.
Well, Chris, I think we should stop considering Rudy Giuliani as a lawyer for purposes of defending Donald Trump or really any other purposes. This is somebody who has done as much to make the case that Donald Trump could be implicated in crimes as he has to take away from it. He goes on and says this isn't campaign money. Well, that's not actually good for Donald Trump's case here. Rudy Giuliani has, done the job he's been asked to, much like many other Trump aides have, which is to go out and say things for the president that are not true, absurd, things that can be disproven immediately, and sometimes things that evolve and can later be disproven. We've seen, between the president and Giuliani and all the other people who have represented the president, the story about the hush money payments just changed from there were no hush money payments. The president didn't know about the hush money payments. He didn't know about them until later on. All of a sudden he knows about it beforehand. I mean, it is basically a distraction, a PR distraction from what's actually going on here, which is that there's serious legal jeopardy for a lot of people around the president of the United States. We don't know whether or not the president can be indicted. We may find out.
Shannon?
Well, and I think Rudy is intentionally making this a distraction of public relations campaign because he believes that this is not going to be a criminal case. This is going to be about impeachment. And so if he can...
Therefore, truth isn't truth.
Right, and muddy the waters. If he can muddy the waters, if he can confuse people at home who don't follow this all the time, if he can create confusion, create a shadow of a doubt, and solidify Trump's base and give them talking points to help defend the president, that's his job. That's what he is here to do. And you can say a lot of things about Rudy Giuliani, but through his career, he has known how to manipulate the media, how to manipulate public perception, how to set a public relations trap for people. So the people who know him say don't count him out on that count, on managing a public relations
Jason,
crisis.
does this mean that the prosecution here, Mueller, is going to need a tape? Like Jaworski needed a tape against Nixon? Because I get the sense that if you can say truth isn't truth, what you're really arguing is if you're willing to believe my side of the argument, I'll say anything.
they're going to need a lot more evidence than what we know of now, and that's probably why they're taking as long as they need to take. You can't, unless you get a direct email that say Trump for sure, we can prove he knew about the meeting. Unless you can get some direct commentary from the president or an email that confirms it, yeah, that's what Mueller's going to need. But I think that the problem sort of politically that you hear from Giuliani and a lot of these people, this sort of argument, well, first it was collusion. Collusion's not a crime. It's like in The Fugitive. If he's like, I didn't kill my wife, but if I did, it was an accident. That doesn't work, right? You would still end up going to jail. You would still end up committing a crime.
But he didn't kill his wife.
Well, of course he didn't. Sorry,